Tucker, I shouted, running towards him. I stopped a few feet away. He didn't turn around. Tucker, are you okay? Silence, save for a shh sound. I grabbed him by the shoulders. What? Tucker. I stopped. The entire tree was covered in carvings, hundreds of them, all in Tucker's handwriting, all of the same word. Liz. Tucker, hey, are you okay? As if waking from a deep sleep, Tucker jolted out and glanced around. Yeah, I'm fine. He glanced at the trees. Why am I out here? Doesn't matter. Come on, let's get you back to the tent. I didn't sleep a wink the rest of the night. Liz and I were incredibly worried about Tucker, but days and then weeks passed without incident. We began to believe that the hanging tree really was just a tree, and he was right all along, until that fateful Saturday night. I was sitting in my house eating a late dinner alone when someone knocked on the door. I jolted upright. Who was there? I yelled, glancing at the deadbolt. Locked. It's me, Liz, open up. Her voice was whirled with emotion. My heart sank. Something was terribly wrong. Liz, are you okay? I called as I hurried to the door. I'm okay. Just open the door, John. I need to tell you something. I grabbed the doorknob and yanked it open. Don't move. Tucker stood next to Liz on my porch, smiling, the barrel of a gun poked against her skull. He slowly turned it so that it pointed at me. I'm so sorry, Liz said to me, starting to sob. I didn't want to, but he said he'd shoot me if I didn't. I panicked. I'm so sorry. Tucker motioned for me to step forward. Come on, John, or are you scared? Okay, calm down. I'm coming. I held up my hands and stepped into the cold. Tucker grinned. In the car, he said. Back seat, both of you. I climbed into the back seat. Liz cried against my shoulder. I'm so sorry, she kept repeating over and over. I felt numb, like I was watching a terrible movie, watching a scene unfolding in front of me, utterly powerless to stop it. The car tore through the night. My shoulder hit the door hard as we made turn after turn. Where are you taking us? I asked, trying to keep my voice as calm as possible. He didn't reply, but I didn't have to wonder long. Soon enough, I saw the empty lot approaching. The forest rose up behind it, shrouded in shadow. You're taking us to the hanging tree, aren't you? Silence, save for Liz's soft sobs. He drove right across the empty lot, through the weeds and shrubs. We skidded to a halt at the forest's edge. Out, Tucker grunted, as he swung the door open. We trudged through the forest in silence. My feet rhythmically crunched the dry leaves and sticks with each step, like a clock ticking down to the moment of our death. We stopped in front of the blackened tree. Its branches twisted and crossed the indigo sky. A cold wind blew. The shreds of rope swayed. Stand over there, he commanded Liz. Why are you doing this? She cried. He doesn't know what he's doing, Liz. He's sleepwalking. I'm not sleepwalking, Tucker snapped towards me, his blue eyes wild and dark. I'm not doing this because some cursed tree infected me. I'm doing it because two of my friends betrayed me. What are you talking about? Liz shouted. Oh, come on. What do you think I am, some kind of idiot? He reached into his bag and pulled out a length of thick rope. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, don't act so innocent, he spat. You and Liz have been hooking up behind my back for weeks, when you knew I was in love with her. That's not true, Liz said softly. Oh, don't deny it, and then you take me for some kind of idiot just because I don't believe in a cursed tree? What kind of friend does that? He grabbed me roughly by the waist in one swift, strong motion. He lipped the rope around my shoulders. A fitting punishment for a fitting crime, don't you think? I tried to wiggle free. I thrashed and kicked and shouted, but Tucker, standing 6 inches taller, had all the leverage. I didn't have a chance. After fumbling with a knot, he looped the rope over the lowest branch and tugged. My feet left the ground. Slowly, inch by inch, I was hoisted up the tree. The blackened, leafless branches came closer into view, and then I noticed the scratches, hundreds of them, white like scars covering the bark, desperate, anguished, human. Monstruo didn't hang dead bodies from this tree, I muttered. Liz looked up at me, eyes wide. He hung them alive. I tore my eyes away from the bark. Below me, Tucker was looping the rope around Liz. She wasn't crying anymore. Instead, she was thrashing, kicking, fighting. But she wasn't strong enough. Moments later, she was hanging next to me. Tucker dragged his bag over the ground. With a zip, he pulled it open and reached inside. A steel knife glinted in the moonlight. Then he walked over to us. First, he gently pulled off my right sneaker. Then he pulled off Liz's boot. "Please, Tucker, don't do this," Liz pleaded one last time. I remained silent. Instead, I wriggled up against the rope, jumped, thrashed, tried everything in my strength to get free. The rope began to loosen. Liz met my eyes. I tried my best to make a face at her, to signal what I was doing. Catching my drift, she put our plan into action. "Tucker, listen, I've only ever liked you, not him." She forced a smile. "Look at me, Tucker. I'm telling you the truth." He took a step towards Liz and finally tilted his head up to look at her. I fell to the ground, charged, and tackled him. After getting a few good punches in, I leapt up and pulled down Liz's rope. "We need to call the police," Liz said, latched down onto my arm. "We need to—" Thump. Tucker collided with her. The scene The scene played out before my eyes as if in slow motion. Tucker grabbed her by the wrist. He dragged her across the mud. In one frenzied motion he pressed her hands against the tree trunk. She screamed. I leapt at them, but it was too late. Liz was shrieking, looking at her hands. They were covered in sticky red sap. "I touched it. Oh my God, I touched it," she cried out in disbelief. "Come on, let's go," I cried, grabbing Liz's wrist and yanking her towards the lot. "We need to go." Tucker was already reaching for the knife, his face twisted in an expression of anger. "Liz, come on." We ran through the forest, through the empty lot, and into the night. That night, Tucker was arrested for assault. The following morning, they found his cellmate dead on the floor, lying in a pool of blood, missing chunks of flesh. Liz started sleepwalking a week after the events. She committed herself to a mental institution the next day. We exchanged letters sometimes, but I don't think she's ever going to leave that place. So that's my experience with the hanging tree. And listen, I'm not telling this tale to scare you. I'm telling you because I need your help. A week ago, builders broke the ground on an empty lot. As we speak, they're cutting down bits of the forest, including the hanging tree, to build a daycare center. Toddlers and caregivers will be on that cursed ground, learning, playing, growing, utterly unaware of the darkness that once stood in its place. Maybe everything will be fine, but if Tucker and Liz are any indication, it won't. I've called everyone on the city council. I've spoken to the mayor. I've tried getting through to the daycare company. I've even tried protesting in the streets. Nothing helped, and no one believed me. So now I'm telling you. If you live near El Bosque, Texas, do everything in your power to stop it. If enough people complain, maybe they'll just get discouraged and give up. If not, well, I won't be here to see it. I've done my part, and I've got enough blood on my hands already. I'm leaving town tomorrow. God help us all. Thanks for listening to Monstruo by the Dead Canary. I am the Outre Approach. I'll see you in the next one.